We're coming to you live from Memphis, Tennessee, and your wrestling show preview is on the air. I am your host and your hero, Kevin Cerrito, coming to you live here in Memphis, Tennessee, as we get ready to preview one of the biggest wrestling shows over the past 15 years here in Memphis, Tennessee. We are getting ready for Battle at Black Lodge 2. We're under a week away. It's Kantar versus Mack. Part 3 at Black Lodge coming up this Friday night, Labor Day weekend. You do not want to miss it. The new 901 Wrestling Champion, Andy Mack, defending his championship against Kantar in what was following up one of the most action-packed, unpredictable main events I have ever witnessed in person. And even after that match is over, it still continued with Kantar's surprising actions. One man who claims keeping Kantar on board. He has kept Kantar on board as the commissioner as a way to prove that we should trust him. That is the new owner of 901 Wrestling. His name is Tommy Jacks, and he joins me now. Tommy.
Hey, yellow, everybody. Yellow Cerrito. How's it going? What's going on, Memphis? Ready to talk about Battle at Black Lodge 2. How about you?
Yeah, I cannot wait, Tommy. We've got so much to talk about, so much to preview here on this broadcast here today as we're live streaming all over. We're going to give you a chance to win tickets to 901 Wrestling's Battle at Black Lodge 2 coming up this Friday. We'll also give you a chance to win tickets to future shows by entering in the contest if you can correctly pick the matches. So we'll tell you about that here in the next hour or so. We'll also go through who will be participating in the first ever Black Lodge Rumble. As they battle, many 901 Wrestling stars will battle for a chance to become the new 1819 championship. But of course, it all leads to what we see on the screen right now, which is the big main event, Kantar versus Andy Mack for the championship here. So that's all. We'll talk more about that. Tommy, I know. Do we have a preview set up here? Of a little look back at our last show, because if you missed it, oh my goodness! Not only folks were wondering, well, how's wrestling gonna be like inside of Black Lodge? You know, it used to be a video store. They still have video, still the best video collection in southern United States, right there.
Yeah.
At Black Lodge, but also they host awesome events, and now the new home of 901 Wrestling. My goodness, it was an awesome show, and for those who missed it, you want to take a minute here, even if you were there, relive how it all went down at the very end.
Absolutely. We're going to show you a quick preview or a quick snippet of what happened, what transpired on the main event for Battle at Black Lodge 1 right now.
One, two, three. Andy Mack becoming the 901 wrestling champion. And this, of course, what was supposed to be the title presentation. Commissioner Kantar presenting the title to Andy Mack. Record third-time 901 wrestling champion.
Already have the first opponent for September the 3rd, right here. Andy Mack already has his first opponent. Are y'all here to go? Here to go? I see you September 3rd,
And there you go. The surprise in there with who would have thought. I spent so much time the other night. I've spent a lot of time thinking and talking to 901 wrestling fans over the past few months. Can we trust Tommy Jacks? Was the question. Tommy Jacks, you're right here in front of us. I ask you that question quite often, and little did I know that we could not trust Commissioner Kantar. Kantar the Great is back, and Kantar in action for the first time in a long time, booking himself into the main event to go against Andy Mack, battle at Black Lodge 2. Tommy, I know you've been around. You were a manager with other things going around in the 901 wrestling world at the time. You've seen these guys feud. I know as the owner of 901 Wrestling, this is a match you've got to be excited about, but at the same time, this is your commissioner booking himself into the main event.
Yeah, I mean, Kevin, here's the thing is that the only manager in the history of Andy Mack's career that he's ever had at any given time, and it, of course, didn't last too long, but it was me. Kantar got brought into professional wrestling by me. So I'm closer to this than actually what I'd want to be. What I thought I could do was I could come into 901 Wrestling as the owner. I thought that I could work side by side with Kantar, show everybody that this was the way that we were going to do 901 Wrestling as a tight-knit unit and what was best for the fans. And I know everybody's expecting Tommy to do what Tommy would normally do, and that's to tell everybody that I told you so. But honestly, I'm disappointed, and I feel like I got duped a little bit. That's the way I feel. But this match, I mean, to be honest, Kevin, me and Andy Mack have had our differences in the past. It's well documented. But I'll be honest, if Andy Mack doesn't walk away with this thing, I don't know what the future of 901 Wrestling looks like, to be honest.
Well, we've got such a great card lined up for next week. This is, of course, the main event. Commissioner Kantar, is he the one booking? Who's booking the matches? Who's in control right now, Tommy?
I actually am.
So
Yeah,
you're making these decisions.
I've taken everything under my control as far as I was trying to work with him. You know, he was the reason that we even had a tournament, and who knew that apparently that was part of his plan too. But yeah, you know, that's the thing. We crowned a new 901 wrestling champion at Battle at Black Lodge 1, at Battle at Black Lodge 2. Well, we're going to do it again, and that's why we have the things that we're talking about today. But there's a lot of cool
18-19
matchups.
championship, yes, will be decided. We'll get into. We are going to tell you the majority of the participants in that coming up here in a moment. Yes, we are live streaming on multiple platforms right now. If you do jump on over to Twitch, I stream on Twitch, and so does Tommy, both for many different reasons. But if you're watching over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Cerrito Live right now, you can enter to win our contest to win some tickets for watching live. So if you're watching live today, we are just now dropping the contest Battle at Black Lodge 2 ticket giveaway. So if you want to try to win some tickets, you could do so over on the Twitch page right now, twitch.tv/Cerrito Live. You just put an exclamation point ticket, and we'll do a ticket giveaway at the end of the stream. You got to be watching this live. I know many of y'all go back and watch this later on, but this is the preview for Battle at Black Lodge 2, which does include a rumble. It does include this main event. And Tommy, I will tell you this: I know as a fact we will hear from Andy Mack, the reigning 901 wrestling champion. We will hear from Andy Mack before this hour is up. So Andy Mack. We will hear from the champ himself here on the stream, but that's not all that's on the card. We are here to preview this event, Battle of Black Lodge 2, the second time at Black Lodge for 901 Wrestling here to kick off your Labor Day weekend. And debuting, folks, on the show will be the Merc, Chris Evans. We saw his official 901 Wrestling debut appearance at Black Lodge, Battle of Black Lodge, the original Battle of Black Lodge, but now he will be getting in the ring for the first time. We'll see. He looks like he's going to be a force going forward. The question on everybody's mind is how strong of a force will he be? How big of a debut will he have? Well, we'll find out at Battle of Black Lodge on September the 3rd. That's on the card as well. We're previewing everything going on, including this match that was announced just yesterday. The Battle of Black Lodge 2 will feature Bobby Ford, the rookie, up against Dustin Anthony, who will have Hunter Havoc in his corner for this matchup. Bobby Ford, an impressive debut at the first Battle at Black Lodge.
Yeah, I put this match out yesterday. Talked to Bobby Ford a little bit after the events that happened. You saw a little bit in that highlight package of the main event that all the qualifying matches seemed to somehow the participants spilled into that main event. And Dustin Anthony at some point in time looked like he was trying to help his buddy Hunter Havoc, comes out, and Bobby Ford tries to thwart him. But in the qualifying match that got Hunter to that main event, he faced Bobby Ford, and little shenanigans, little tomfoolery on Dustin Anthony's part. And because of that, I felt it was only right to make this matchup, and because I know the fans want to see Bobby Ford get a hold of Dustin Anthony.
Absolutely, this is a matchup that I know Bobby Ford, which I can't stress it enough. Very impressive debut against Hunter Havoc of all people. Hunter will be in the corner for Dustin Anthony. Dustin Anthony was unofficially in Hunter's corner at the last show. He made his presence felt for sure. So we'll see how Bobby Ford can do here against Dustin Anthony. So that's Tommy, I know you got to step out for a minute. You've got some business to contend with because the drawing, as far as I know, is happening today for the Rumble, right? This is going on right now. We've got the 901 official.
Absolutely.
Or a symbol that's happening this morning where all of the participants in the Rumble will be drawing their spots. We'll tell you who those wrestlers are in a moment. So
I'm going to check in real quick with the officials that are overseeing everything. Head official David Knight, Jake Dunn. I'm going to check in with them real quick. But I'll be back.
All right. As I mentioned, thank you, Tommy. Again, as I mentioned, you can enter to win in the contest. If you want to see this match or any of the matches, the tickets are now available for the battle at Black Lodge. This is the preview. Get your tickets now at 901wrestling.com. You don't have to wait to win the tickets. We're going to tell you how you can win a 901 prize pack and more here in just a little bit. But if you want to try to win some tickets during this live stream at this moment, you can win a pair of tickets to Battle of Black Lodge 2 by typing !ticket in the chat over at twitch.tv/Cerrito Live. I'll give you a chance. We'll draw a random winner at the end as we check in here and see some of the folks who are tuning in live right now. We've got let's see. Oh, we've got some of the potential entries watching along live with us here as well. We're on Facebook and Twitter and all over the place. If you want to enter, big shout out to the fans. Yes, good morning to all of y'all. Lots of activity going on in the chat. Too much for me to catch up on. So we're going to go back through this as we wait. Tommy's going to rejoin us in a moment. He's got some ownership duties to get to, but this matchup, in particular, I know the fans are super, super excited about. And as I mentioned, we will be joined by Andy Mack a little bit later on and getting his thoughts on his main event spot. But joining me live right now is the one and the only Dustin Anthony. Dustin Anthony, half of this matchup. Dustin Anthony is going to join me live right now. Dustin, is that you? Yes, it is. Look at this. It's the baddest man alive.
Can you hear me now, Kevin? Can you hear what I'm? Because you seem to want to play with my audio every time I come on here. So I hope you can hear me just fine.
I can hear you perfect. How are you doing, Dustin?
I'm not very happy right now, Kevin. Okay, I wake up yesterday afternoon thinking, okay, they're gonna announce me as the new 1819 champion. Okay, I wrongfully lost the thing. Okay, they should give me the belt. They should put my face on it, and they should just give it to me. But no, I wake up and I find out I got to get in the ring with this rookie, Bobby Ford. Are you kidding me? Who came up with this? Like, I don't have time for this, man. I really don't. I'm the baddest man alive. I deserve better than this. Okay? Kevin, you got to agree. I deserve better than this. This is insane. This kid is a rookie. He doesn't belong in the ring with me.
I was not expecting you to call. It's been a minute. There's been a couple of 1819 champions since you've held the title, and technically you've never even been 1819 champion. You were, you were the last.
Yeah, no thanks to you, man. Okay, don't ruin this like you ruined my birthday. You know I'm telling the truth. Okay.
All right, Dustin. We're happy you were able to join us. We had technical difficulties on the last stream, so I did invite you here when we were previewing Battle of Black Lodge 1. You were unable to. We weren't able to hear you due to technical problems. So I was nice and wanted to invite you back here. But what do you think about this rookie Bobby Ford? You saw him in action.
I saw him in action. Yeah, you're right. I did see him in action, and. If we're being completely honest here, yeah, I did kind of interfere in this thing, but I did him a favor, okay? I did something good for him. Look, the King of Memphis was going to flatten that kid, okay? He was going to kill him right there. Kevin, you were there. You saw the whole thing. This kid was getting smashed, okay? So I went up there and, I kind of saved his life. He should be thanking me, okay? What do you want to fight me for? I'm the baddest man alive, man. I'm a 2-time light heavyweight champion. Okay, I'm a self-defense expert. I am an undefeated mixed martial artist, Kevin. I'm a front page commercial appeal athlete. I'm a fashion mogul. I'm a real estate mogul. Kevin, I'm the baddest man alive. This kid, no, it's not. I'm going to smash this kid. I'm going to do the best thing you can do for him. I'm going to end his career right now. It's going to be his last night at 901 Wrestling. Okay.
Well, we will see September 3rd, this coming Friday. Dustin, I'll be watching very closely because I was very impressed. I saw that match a little bit differently than you did, and how Bobby Ford performed in his very first match.
You seem like the guy that would be impressed with somebody like Bobby Ford. It's because of people like you that Kantar was able to ruin people's lives And we got so much shenanigans going on here at 901 because of people like you, Kevin Cerrito. You ruined my birthday. Okay. You've done nothing but cause trouble the whole time you've been here. You're screwing my audio every time I'm on this thing. I hope that people can hear me. I hope they can hear that this is going to be Bobby Ford's last night at 901 Wrestling. Okay. So come and see it. Come watch this kid get smashed. All right. And never be heard from again, because myself and the King of the Memphis, we're going to smash him. It's over with. He's going to get a rude welcome to 901, courtesy of the 901's baddest.
All right. Well, thank you, Dustin Anthony. Get him out of here. I've had enough. If you needed any more reason to buy a ticket, Dustin Anthony is saying it's your last time to see Bobby Ford. The first time was great. If this is in fact Bobby Ford's last match, I think we're going to see Bobby Ford for a long time around this territory. We are previewing the battle at Black Lodge 2, and that is the matchup. There is Bobby Ford, who will be going head to head with Dustin Anthony. It is almost time to announce who will be participating in the Black Lodge Rumble. That's right, the 18-19 championship, which we heard Dustin reference there, a title that has eluded him. Really, he held what the previous incarnation of this belt was, but he has never been 18-19 champion. It is the only outside of the 901 Wrestling Championship. It is the other single title you can win and make an impact here in the market. And the 18-19 Championship, along with the 901 Wrestling Championship, was they were both held up during the pandemic, and now we've got a chance for someone new to walk out as the 18-19 championship. It's going to be done in a battle royal format, but not just any battle royal format, a rumble format. The Black Lodge Rumble will feature two wrestlers starting the match. Very similar rules that you would see for a Rumble style match. Two wrestlers will start. Once the bell rings every 2 minutes, another wrestler will enter. Once that wrestler is in the ring, the 2-minute timer will start again. And of course, the only way to be eliminated is to be thrown over the top rope, and both feet must hit the floor. The last man standing will be the new 18-19 champion. That is how the rules work. I'm being told Tommy Jacks now. Yes, Tommy is about to rejoin us here in a moment as we reveal the participants in the Black Lodge Rumble. Again, this is on the card. We not only got Bobby Ford versus Dustin Anthony, we've got that epic main event, but in between all of that, a Royal Rumble. For the first time, we have had a Rumble style matchup. The Black Lodge Rumble will decide the new 18-19 champion. And before we start running through who's in that, we'll be rejoined now by the owner of 901 Wrestling, Tommy Jacks. Tommy, welcome back. You missed Dustin
Welcome.
Anthony.
This is what it's all about, Kevin. This right here, the 18-19 championship that is currently vacant. You see it live and in living color. That's what it's all about. The 18-19 championship for the first ever Black Lodge Rumble. Somebody's walking away with that September 3rd.
Awesome. Can't wait. Are you ready to go through and see who will be in this? Of course, I know you know many of these names. And I know the fans tuning in will recognize many of the names, but I know we have a couple of wrestlers that will be debuting in the Rumble as well. So let's go ahead and see who will have a shot at the 18-19 championship this coming Friday in the Black Lodge Rumble. Up first, here we have the return of the Dragon.
That's right. The Filipino Dragon, Kylan James, a fan favorite whenever he steps into the ring. We have not seen Kylan for just a half a second, but that does not mean that the fire has gone out. I expect the Dragon to do good things in this Rumble, Kevin.
Kylan's return to 901 Wrestling is a debut at Black Lodge Video, a fan favorite for sure. Someone I'm sure fans will be picking in the contest here as a potential winner of the 18-19 championship. It'll be great to see him back for the first time during the pandemic. Definitely not only a fan favorite, but a possible favorite here so far. So far, I'm liking what we've got. Let's see who is next. Also entering in the 18-19 Black Lodge Rumble, we have G.O. Savage. You want to talk about another favorite of the fans?
Oh, a huge fan favorite. In fact, he's his moniker is your favorite wrestler. That's what he goes by, Geo Savage. And Geo, since 901 Wrestling took the hiatus, and then before we came back, Geo has been traveling all over the place and winning championships. So he's no stranger to that. So this is a big opportunity for Geo Savage to obtain his first title in 901 Wrestling, possibly.
All right, Geo Savage on the list of participants. Josh Matthews back as well. How about that? Josh Matthews making his return to 901 Wrestling. So far, all three announcements of the participants, all three making their big returns.
Yeah, Josh Matthews, this one's a little bittersweet for me. Believe it or not, a lot of people do not know this, but my first ever client as a manager in wrestling was Josh Matthews. And things haven't went great for Josh over the past few years. He was part of a just phenomenal tag team, even though we weren't seeing eye to eye at the time, called the Dream Street Express, along with Kevin Bless, another local Memphis favorite. And that didn't work out for him too well. And one thing led to another. We saw him abducted by the Storm, and he has been a Storm member ever since. So as much as I love to see Josh in the ring, it's always a little bittersweet for me to see Josh Matthews. But if somebody in this Rumble has potential to walk away with that 18-19 championship, it'd be Josh Matthews for sure.
Yeah, we talked about a former big-time fan favorite with the Dream Street Express, but he has been under the influence of the Storm since, I mean, well, at least he was the last time we saw him. The question is, there's lots of questions surrounding the Storm right now, which will make not only Josh Matthews' appearance here in the Rumble very interesting, because not only is he in the Rumble, but so is Prince Adonis. Prince Adonis coming fresh off of a first round loss in the tournament to crown the new 901 wrestling champion at Black Lodge. Prince Adonis losing to his Storm member Night Train in the first round of that. Prince Adonis will have a shot. He is still one of the best young stars. He has a chance here to rebound and bounce back from that loss. But the question is, you've got Josh Matthews, who's a member of the Storm, in this Rumble as well. Will they coexist? Will the Storm be forced into a situation where they will need to coexist? Because this is every man for himself. And
Correct.
And we saw back at Black Lodge before, we saw that Prince Adonis and Night Train, it seemed like they were able to go head to head and remain for it. I tried talking with them after the match. I wasn't able to do that, but it seemed like they were able to compete with each other without completely breaking up what has been the strongest faction.
And then later in that main event, Adonis ran out to help Night Train. So, we, a lot of questions. You're right. I mean, I think a lot of people have questions about the Storm. I'm not sure the Storm necessarily have those questions, but the thing that it's going to come down to, Kevin, and you said it, at some point, whether they're working against each other or let's say they're working together, at some point, there can be only one winner of this 18-19 championship. So at some point, it's going to be every man for himself. It's just, will that happen sooner than later with the Storm? We'll just have to see and find out.
Speaking of the Storm, also entering in this, which makes it even more interesting, right? It is very, very interesting because up next on our announcement is Night Train. So here we go. 3 members of the Storm in this Rumble. Night Train coming off the biggest win in his career, defeating Prince Adonis in the 901 Wrestling Championship tournament, qualifying for that fatal 4-way main event. And now he's going to be put into a Rumble situation, another shot at a title, the 18-19 championship. But you also have Prince Adonis, his Storm member, and Josh Matthews, who we have not seen since the pandemic. All here in the ring together. Will they be in the ring together? It is a Rumble. They may not be because they're entering at different times throughout.
Yeah,
so
let's look at the
Night
draw.
Train, another opportunity.
That'd
look
be
at the draw. On a lot of people's list, by the way, is Night Train.
Yeah, I mean, you're talking about one of the biggest guys in 901 wrestling. So just based on his size and power alone. Also, I mean, in the highlights earlier, somehow he found something to hit somebody with, even though we didn't think anything was there. So, I mean, this is a dangerous individual, Kevin, and he's always been that way. And you put him in a mass of humanity like a rumble, and I believe chaos will ensue.
We are previewing right now. We are previewing who is going to be participating here in the first ever 901 Rumble. It's the Black Lodge Rumble going on at the Battle of Black Lodge 2. You can win a pair of tickets if you're watching with us on Twitch. If you're not watching on Twitch, you can still jump over and enter at Cerrito Live on Twitch. Just do exclamation ticket to enter to win. And at the end, once we get this announcement done, once we announce the names that will be participating in this Rumble, a contest will go live as well for you, a chance to win tickets to an upcoming 901 wrestling show. And so you don't want to miss that as well. So we've got all that happening. Night Train, our most recent announcement. Who is going to be next? Shane Schofner. Shane Schofner also an impressive performance in the 901 Wrestling Championship tournament, advancing to the main event. Was so close as well as becoming the new 901 Wrestling Champion.
I mean, it was right there at the end. It was between him and Andy Mack. So, and some people have said that could have went possibly either way, considering all the chaos that happened before that. But Shane Schofner, a lot of people know that he and his brother Chris Ward were my clients in Jack's Inc. for the longest time. My longest clients, most successful with those guys. Of course, I took a step back from managing. I'm an owner now. But if you're looking for a possible dark horse in this whole thing, my money would be on Shane. I have often called him a pit bull because that's what he reminds me of in the ring. He just latches on and does not let go.
Shane with a great performance, of course, going head to head with his brother in that tournament. Tommy, you mentioned that this is the former Jack's Inc. member, and that this is a guy you've worked very well with here, but he has the titles have eluded Shane Schofner.
Yeah,
do you think he's got the championship potential here?
I think so. Now, I mean, in the past, he did hold the light heavyweight championship, but that was a while ago. But never in 901 has he obtained any sort of championship title. And the potential's there. It's always been there. But I think that if he's going to have a shot at anything, it's going to be right now in this Rumble, every man for himself. Because as much as the odds are stacked against you, everybody else is fighting everybody too. So, I mean, you've got a couple of ways to kind of get in there and get your shots in.
All right, we got some conversation going back here on Twitch. The Twitch chat getting fired up here on this conversation. Yes, the 1819 championship, a fairly new title in 901 wrestling history, and there will be a brand new champion crowned on Friday in this Black Lodge Rumble. So we've gone through some of your favorites and stars who will be in this Rumble. And we're not, as far as I know, Tommy, we're not announcing everybody today, right?
No.
We're announcing.
No, I mean,
the
thing about it is,
participants.
Yeah, we're trying to give you a good idea of some of the folks that you're going to see in this Rumble. But, would it be a Rumble if there weren't a couple of surprises, Kevin?
Right. Of course. So, at a smart move, if you're booking a Rumble, you've got to let's leave some names out there. Let's leave some mystery and some intrigue. But here's some intrigue and somewhat mystery for someone like me here, and definitely some of the fans of 901 Wrestling. Is we're about to announce some wrestlers that will be debuting in the Rumble. So the Black Lodge Rumble will have some debut. So Tommy, I'm going to throw it to you as we go through these names because I need the background that as the owner here. You have taken at a point to bring in some new talent.
Yeah, that's something that's super important to me. I want to cultivate young Memphis and surrounding area talent, something that hasn't been done in years past in this area. A lot of times the younger guys kind of get thrown to the wayside. But the amount of potential that is out there in and around this area is astronomical. And just the tip of the iceberg is a few of these individuals that are debuting in this Rumble.
All right, let's find out who some of these debuting wrestlers will be inside of the Black Lodge Rumble. We have MJ Davis will be making his debut. What do we know about MJ Davis?
I actually got some film sent to me by an old colleague of mine, and I was blown away. I couldn't believe I hadn't had this kid on the show yet. I say kid, but when you see this guy, he is a beast. Okay. It's just, I'm getting a little long in the tooth. So everybody's a kid to me, Kevin. But this guy right here is an absolute beast. Everything that I've seen on MJ Davis, he has went in and pummeled people. A big body to be in this Rumble, and a heck of a way to make a debut.
All right, we've got MJ Davis debuting. Also debuting the gunslinger, Cody James.
Cody James, an interesting cat is the way that I would put it, best. I haven't gotten to talk to him a lot. He doesn't say a lot, to be perfectly honest. But he's got an aura about him when he enters the building, and it transfers to the ring. A very, very capable wrestler, and a very unique personality making his debut in this Rumble.
The gunslinger, Cody James. We've got a handful of wrestlers who will have the opportunity in their debut at 901 Wrestling to win a championship. And some people may be thinking, well, that's bananas. But when you if you were at the last show and you saw Bobby Ford and his effort, Tommy, I've got to give you kudos here of your scouting, and you are finding some of the best up and coming wrestlers here around, and this could be one of them as well. Denzel Rollins will make his debut in the Rumble.
I'm gonna tell you right now, whenever I see Denzel Rollins, I get goosebumps. Okay. He's a scary individual, okay? And I'm not talking about, scary like, spooky. I'm talking about this guy is brutal, okay? The first time I watched Rollins face someone in the ring, he was actually facing somebody Kevin, Jobernito.
Yes, yeah, very familiar.
I thought we were going to have to cart Jobernito away. We were doing a benefit show at a local Memphis church, trying to raise some money for that organization, and never seen him before in my life. Didn't know who he was. Knew that he was a big cat, a sizable guy, but was very interested in what I was going to see. And I'm going to tell you, what I saw was that he needed to be on a 901 Wrestling roster, and this was a perfect time to get him here.
So Denzel Rollins will make his 901 Wrestling debut. Also debuting, Brandon Young.
Brandon Young seems to be a fan favorite wherever he goes. I actually got to watch some film. I have not got to talk to Brandon except over the phone. I haven't got to talk to him in person. Haven't got to see him in person, but I have done a lot of scouting on Brandon Young, and everywhere he goes, it just seems like people get behind him. And it's not just that. Once he gets in the ring, he can go too. So everything that I've seen on Brandon Young, and I've had conversations with the gentleman, and I think he's going to be a great fit at 901 Wrestling. And I saw an opportunity to bring him aboard with this Rumble. So that's what we're doing. I want to make sure that people have chances, and that's why I know you mentioned it, that it was a little crazy to have debuts for a championship. But here's the thing, Kevin, they got to have a chance sometime. Well, what better time than now to prove their mettle right here with the best of the best in this Black Lodge Rumble?
Shock the world. So those are your four wrestlers that we know of that will be debuting in the Black Lodge Rumble, to go along with some of your other favorites. We'll go ahead and jump in here. I'm going to go ahead and let's get this going. We've announced the participants that will be in the Black Lodge Rumble. So let's go ahead and activate the contest. If you're on Twitch, let's go. I'm going to jump over here. We're live on Twitch. I'm going to type in the link there. We'll be sharing it on all the 901 social media as well. You can enter the Battle at Black Lodge 2 Rumble contest right now for your chance to win a 901 Wrestling prize pack. We've got a prize pack which will include tickets to an upcoming show, a 901 Wrestling t-shirt, and more. If you go click that link, enter the Battle at Black Lodge 2 Rumble contest. It's our second contest. We ran a contest for the bracket before the last show. Congratulations to 901 Wrestling fan Nikki Morgan. Nikki Morgan winning the prize pack, getting free tickets to this upcoming show here at Black Lodge. But remember, you can get your tickets now for the Battle at Black Lodge at 901wrestling.com. Many of those names we went over, you don't know yet because they're making their debut. But in a moment, we are going to hear from one name you do know. He is the 901 Wrestling champion, Andy Mack. And we've got some comments. I got a chance to catch up with Andy for some pre-recorded comments, and we've got those coming up here in just a moment. So Tommy, this is a big show coming up here at Black Lodge. Kantar, if he wins the championship, I mean, is he done with the role as commissioner? What does that mean? I know fans are wondering, or is this a wait and see situation?
Well, I know a lot of folks. I mean, I've been hit up constantly, Kevin, on social media. Folks jumping in my DMs asking me, all right, so you're going to fire him, right? So you're going to, he's done, right? He's not actually having that match, right? You saw what he did to Andy, right? How are you going to let that go? I mean, it's been a constant bombardment. And this is what I'm going to tell folks. I am not going to make a decision myself just yet on Commissioner Kantar's commissionership. We're going to let this match play out. We're going to see what happens, and then I'm going to take it from there. But these are two guys that traveled up and down the road together. They were former tag team champions together. In fact, there was no other tag teams left, so the belts eventually got dissolved. I mean, you could technically say that they never lost the tag titles. And they've had their ups and downs throughout the years. I thought everything was squashed. I thought everything was straight. And then we saw what happened at the end of Battle at Black Lodge with Kantar chokeslamming Andy Mack. And, it gets me to believing that maybe this whole time, the whole commissionership, maybe all of it was all just a ploy. But I'm going to, we're going to see what happens September 3rd, Battle at Black Lodge 2 with Kantar versus Andy Mack.
This coming Friday, Tommy. It is this Friday,
Friday,
Labor Day weekend. Kick off what is a big wrestling weekend here.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm going to tell you too, Kevin. I'm going to tell everybody in chat, anybody watching, if you think at all you want to see Battle at Black Lodge 2, get your tickets now. They are all but gone. You better go now. 901wrestling.com. Grab your tickets. Enter the contest in the chat because that may be the only way to grab a hold of tickets. This is the hottest ticket in town right now, Kevin, after Battle at Black Lodge 1. And with this main event, with this Rumble, with the match that we know about with Bobby versus Dustin, the debut of the Merc, this is one of the most, if not the most loaded card in 901 wrestling history.
Tommy, we've disagreed many times over the year. I cannot argue with that at all. I thought the first show was amazing. It's a lot to live up to, but the card makes it seem like it will exceed well beyond that. Of course, Andy Mack versus Kantar in the main event, a Rumble matchup happening right here in your own backyard, right here within the city limits, in the shadow of the Sears Crosstown building there at Black Lodge, and so many debuts. The future of Memphis wrestling is happening on your wrestling show, and of course, the man who has been the future and is once again the present is Andy Mack. And we did get some comments from Andy Mack about the importance in this main event coming up and what it means to him now to be the 901 wrestling champion in his first defense going against his former friend and his longtime foe, Commissioner Kantar the Great.
So you want to know my thoughts on September 3rd, Battle at Black Lodge 2, when it's Andy Mack versus Kantar for the 901 Wrestling Championship? You want to know my thoughts after I went through a grueling one-night tournament to win a third 901 Wrestling Championship, and it should have been the biggest moment of my career, and Kantar decided to take it upon himself to chokeslam me in the middle of the ring and abuse his power and put himself in a 901 Championship match that he didn't earn? And you want to know my thoughts? My thoughts are this. In the past, when me and Kantar fought, it's always been about the 901 Wrestling Championship. This time, Kantar made it personal. So September 3rd at the Black Lodge, Battle at Black Lodge 2. Kantar, I hope you're ready, because I'm coming to kick your head off.
Whoa. Kevin, are you all right after that? Are you okay after that, bud? He was hot.
So much we could talk about in previewing this matchup, not only the history between the two men that are involved, but let's just break down everything from, Kantar hasn't had a match in how long, right? And
over 2 years. Yeah.
Andy Mack just had to have the two grueling matches less than a month ago here. As we roll into this, is going to be right a little over a month. Has he been able to fully heal? If you were at that show, you know what I'm talking about. When all of a sudden Andy leaped over the ropes and put his life on the line for our entertainment there at Black Lodge, and not only that, but also to achieve his goal. And it did pay off for him. How much does he have left in the tank? I think he looked ready. He looks recovered. He looks ready to go. I think they're both going to be at 100%. But how I can't wait to see Kantar in the ring. Since I've been involved in 901 wrestling, he's only been the commissioner. So this is very exciting to me.
Yeah, well, the battles that these two men have had previously, I mean, I guess for all intent and purposes, you could call this the rubber match because they are tied 1-1 in the history books. I have to be non-biased as an owner. That's what I'm supposed to do. But I'm going to be perfectly honest. As much problems as Andy Mack and I have had in the past, there's definitely a part of me that is rooting for Andy Mack here.
Wow, that is a shocker. I mean, I guess, you do whatever, and maybe we'll get into that at another time. We don't have much time left here today to try to figure out I'm sure you are the new owner of 901 Wrestling, and there's got to be some behind the scenes drama going on with you and Kantar. There was always drama before you owned the company. And now I can only imagine with these twists and turns very early on with your new role. But we talk about this card and we look at this main event, Kantar versus Mack for the 901 Wrestling Championship on a card that will see the debut of Chris Evans in the ring, a card that will get Bobby Ford's opportunity to get revenge against Dustin Anthony. And we have a first ever Rumble style matchup in 901 Wrestling history. All of that to say, at the end of the day, I tell people when I see them on the street, when I'm talking on the radio, just Andy Mack being on the card is the price of admission. It's worth it for you right there. Andy Mack being on the card. So the fact that we get Andy versus Kantar, Andy in such a huge high stakes matchup, you know what Andy does when there's stakes in these matchups. He ups it just a whole different level. Andy is proving that there is no ceiling to his skills, and I cannot wait to see what he's going to be able to do come this coming Friday night at Black Lodge. Tickets available 901wrestling.com, y'all. The contest is underway as well. We'll be sharing that link. Make your picks. Tommy, what are your I don't know what I'm picking here. I have no idea.
I can't make any picks for the Rumble, and not only because I'm the owner, but I legitimately just don't know. I mean, there's so many new names with potential. There's so many established 901 stars that definitely have the potential to win this thing. And then there's a slew of people that we didn't even announce that you won't find
There
out
will be
until
more
September 3rd. Yeah.
entering into the Rumble. So it's so the contest is up live if you want to try to enter and win that. You can check out the link there in the chat. But my goodness, Battle at Black Lodge 2. I cannot wait for this. Tickets now available 901wrestling.com. Not many of them. Go VIP if you want to set up close. And many different ticket levels are available, though, of course, if you can't afford VIP, you can get in the door for just $5. All it costs is
That's
$5
right.
to get in the door, get standing room only. You don't want to, telling you, there's no venue like Black Lodge. Very impressed the last time that we were there. Like it was, I felt at home at Black Lodge
Yeah.
Video.
Those some good folks over at Black Lodge. All the owners over there have just kind of opened their arms to 901 wrestling. And you can really feel it, like you said, when you walk in the building.
So get your tickets now and enter in our contest. Engage here so we get further on. So that is it. That is the card. This is the preview for Battle of Black Lodge 2, September the 3rd. Tommy,
That's
thank you
right.
for
It's all about that
joining me.
1819 on that Rumble, baby.
When we get more time, I do want to. I do think it's it's important when we do have more time. We got to go now. I do want to talk to you more about your plans as the owner. There's been a lot of stuff that's been distracting with Kantar's seeming turn of attitude, or definitely his motivations have changed, and that's getting us all a little distracted here as we get into this next show on a Friday night, y'all. It's a Friday night. Lots of folks were used to going Saturday 901 wrestling. It is Friday night, 8 o'clock bell time, so you got plenty of time to get off work. And of course, these shows we get you out of there, so they're always kid friendly as well. So bring the kids on out.
Yeah, absolutely. And then you've still got the rest of your holiday weekend left. Knock it out on a Friday. Come see the best action you've ever seen in this city, and then you've got the whole weekend to recover.
Very good point. It's a holiday weekend, Labor Day weekend. No better way to celebrate the end of summer with the Battle at Black Lodge 2. Tommy, thank you for joining me. Thank everybody for tuning in here live. I will see y'all at Black Lodge this coming Friday night. Until then, I am Kevin Cerrito, and I will see you around the territory.